It's the Fantasy Football Show with your host, Smitty.
What a wild card weekend we had. We still have the Cardinals and the Rams game on Monday, but we're going to touch on all these big performing players and disappointing showings by some of these teams, like the Eagles, like the Patriots, the Raiders, and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Really, this thing is about money. They should be narrowing the playoffs down and getting rid of some of these wild card games, to be quite honest. But it's fun football. I love watching it. You love watching it. But definitely there are some teams that are out of their league, pardon the pun, walking into this 2022 playoffs. And the Chiefs just exposed the Pittsburgh Steelers had no business being in the playoffs. Just absolutely. I mean, they didn't even really make it. They made it on luck. They didn't make it on their own accord. And they got absolutely lambasted by the Kansas City Chiefs. Now the playoffs can officially begin, the real playoffs, and we'll go over the bracket in a little bit. Dak did not perform well. Either did Jimmy G for a big part of that game, and in both those teams, the Cowboys and the Niners put themselves in bad spots. And man, the Niners tried to implode. The Niners tried to lose that game. The 49ers absolutely tried their best to lose that game in the fourth quarter. And the Dallas Cowboy defense did its best to bring the Cowboys back into scoring position to win that game. And then that Dak run was absolutely a horrible call. And the referees got in the way. And then you have people complaining that shouldn't happen. But you know what? The Cowboys put themselves in that position when they called a very bad run play with almost no time left, which got a lot of yards. So let's give them credit. It was a decently designed idea, executed very poorly, and took way too much time off the clock. And then the referee had to touch the ball, and the lineman just closed this wall off, so the referee couldn't even get through the offensive line that was prepared to snap the football without the referee touching it, which can't happen. And they ran out of time, and they didn't know what to do after the debacle of that Joe Burrow blown whistle play, where Joe Burrow didn't go out of bounds, threw the football, threw a touchdown pass to, I believe, Tyler Boyd, and a referee blows a whistle before the pass is even caught, saying that Joe Burrow stepped out of bounds. Then what happens? Then there's turmoil, up in arms. Those referees are not allowed to ref any more games in the remainder of this playoffs because they screwed up pretty bad in that game. And so there's going to be a lot of spotlight and ridicule and critiquing of Monday morning quarterbacking tomorrow about this officiating. But the Cowboys put themselves in that position, and technically speaking, the ref didn't do anything wrong. The ref was trying to get over there. The Cowboys made a dumb play, didn't leave themselves any time. Could have won that game, and they didn't. And now the Cowboys are out of the playoff race. So now the Niners move on to play the Green Bay Packers. And then the Cardinals and Rams game will determine who the Bucs play. So this is going to be quite a bracket that we can refill out and talk about here on the show. Mahomes looked good. Let's go over some of the stats here. Patty Mahomes dropping massive amounts of points for people that play DFS and use code Smitty at Underdog Fantasy, or if you go play Prize Picks, use code Smitty. You can go to smitty1.com, click on the promos tab that's in the middle of the page to the left. Click on promos and play either one of those bad boys. So I'm going to pull up some of the stats, and we're going to go over some of the highest scoring players. Obviously, we're going to talk about Patrick Mahomes and what he did, what kind of fantasy damage he did if you're playing fantasy football playoff. Let me pause that there. So, Big Ben at 215. Let me put the stats on screen. Let me screenshot this. These are the Pittsburgh Steelers stats here. And then let me take a screenshot of the Kansas City Chiefs stats, and then we'll go over each one of these right here. Actually, let me redo that. Got to get Tyreek Hill involved in that screenshot because he didn't step up big in the beginning of the game, but he definitely put the pedal to the metal there in the second half. Okay, here are the stats we can look at for this Kansas City Chief Pittsburgh Steeler outing. These are the Steeler stats. These are the Kansas City Chiefs stats right here. So Mahomes had 404, 5 TDs, 1 INT. Travis Kelce threw a touchdown. McKinnon was the leading rusher, which was quite odd. Darrell Williams, what happened with Darrell? Let me pull up the news on this one. Tell me in the chat how Darrell, what's going on with Darrell? Kelce, 5 catches, 108, a touchdown, 7 targets, and then of course the passing touchdown. McKinnon 6 for 81 yards and 1 TD, and then McKinnon again at the 61 yards on the ground. What a good DFS play if you ended up playing McKinnon and you were short a couple. You had to play a really Hail Mary type move with like a buck or two left. I'm sure you cost like $1 to $5 in a lot of formats. Not sure how you could want Lance in there over Jimmy. He played almost flawless game. Jimmy didn't play a flawless game, Engage. I would not say that at all. And I'm dialed into a lot of Niner people that are very biasly in favor of Jimmy, and I got text messages the whole game or in the second half going, Jimmy's blowing it. Jimmy's blowing it. That's not how a lot of Niners people feel. I can tell you that right now. From very biasly in favor of Jimmy G type of fans. Trey Lance should have started weeks ago. No one's saying Trey Lance could come in like right now wouldn't necessarily be, a 2 playoff winning type of quarterback, and bring you that kind of like consistency. But he should have started weeks ago to get him prepared to do that because he would have. I really believe Trey Lance is the better option for this team and has been all year. I believe you wouldn't have been in a position to lose this game. I believe you wouldn't have been in a position to lose the last game. Jimmy G's essentially been carried out of both of these situations. One last week by play calling, and Jimmy G did throw a pretty decent game last week in the final 2 quarters, but he dug his own hole. Jimmy G almost single-handedly gave the game away. There was a lot that went wrong in that Niner Cowboy game for the Niners. Injuries, I mean, it just started piling up. It was imploding. It was like just unraveling before our very eyes. And I'm surprised the Niners won that game the way that it was going. It was crazy. It was crazy. But a win is a win. Doesn't matter. And you're marching on. Najee Harris, 29 yards. Washington 2 for 37 and a touchdown. Deontay 34 yards and a touchdown. Nothing to see. I mean, Big Ben 2 TDs, 215. It wasn't horrible, but it was not great by any means. Mahomes 29 yards running. Kelce, like I said, 108 and a touchdown and a throwing touchdown. Hill 57 yards and a score, 5 targets. It wasn't a bad outing if you were owning some Kansas City Chiefs players. This Eagle game was very disappointing outing for these Philadelphia Eagles. Like, I really wanted to see Devontae Smith end the season on a high note, like end the season on a real high note. He had 4 catches for 60 yards. Let me stop this from playing in the background. Sorry about that. 4 catches for 60 yards. Unbelievable 2-point conversion catch, but this guy's going to be good and very undervalued walking into 2022. Mark my words, you're going to get Devontae Smith at a pretty decent bargain, and I think he's got huge breakout potential, ability to be a fantasy football sleeping giant. Devontae Smith walking into 2022, I think you can get him easily as a wide receiver 3-4, probably a wide receiver 3, and he could play well above that. I think he earns that kind of value with ease in 2022. So keep an eye on Devontae Smith walking into your early 2022 like best ball drafts and dynasty startups. I love him. I think people are going to forget about him. I think people are going to judge him based on this offense, which in fairness you should, because it can be it could be a disaster, and Hurts is not supported this organization's, there's some good things about the Eagles, obviously, but they're notorious for disappointing fans, not supporting players. Look at getting rid of Peterson, a Super Bowl appearing coach. They got rid of him very, very short after a Super Bowl appearance, which shows you that things are just in shambles constantly in Philly. And Sirianni not believing in Hurts pretty much all year. It's been a disaster. Hurts' confidence. I don't blame Hurts for probably feeling the way he does, which is like, I don't feel like this is my team. I feel like that's how Hurts probably plays and feels, because he's heard nothing but, we're going to trade for this guy. We're going to move up in the draft to replace. Like, Hurts has been hearing, you're not our guy, the entire time he's been there. But he's got so much upside and potential. I think Jalen Hurts could be a really good quarterback. The problem is, we don't know for sure how long he'll be starting in the NFL, because he plays for a team that does not really buy into him. And I feel like it's just transcended into the offense. And Goddard, 6 catches for 92 yards. Gainwell, 5 catches for 49 yards and 1 touchdown. Gainwell had only 1 carry for 6 yards, but clearly he's the receiving back to own here in Philly. And Miles Sanders did return 7 rushes for 16 yards. Boston Scott, 34 yards and a touchdown. 1 carry for that 34-yard touchdown. Jalen Hurts led the team with 39 yards. Tampa Bay Buccaneers did it on the ground and through the air. Tom Brady with a commanding win, 31-15, but didn't do what Mahomes and Josh Allen did. He only had 2 TDs, 271, and then the Bucs ran 2 scores in. Mike Evans, 9 catches for 117 and a touchdown. Gronkowski, 5 for 31 and a touchdown. Keyshawn Vaughn coming on late here in the season and playoffs, 53 yards and a touchdown. Giovanni Bernard, 44 yards and a touchdown. It'll be interesting. I think one of the most talked about players walking into, I don't know, like second, third round value next year will be Leonard Fournette. Because I'm getting a lot of people that say, or they posed the question to me, hey, Smitty, would you take Leonard Fournette in the first round? I get that question a lot. I get that question about 5, 6, 7 times a week in a DM or a comment or a live stream comment. And my answer is absolutely not. I would not take Leonard Fournette in the first round. Not to say he can't, like there isn't a world where Leonard Fournette could earn that value. Most certainly could. Like, it's not out of the realm of possibility. He played really well this year. But he's one of the more risky players because he played so well. His spot is kind of questionable. Like he's probably going to get a shot to be the starter in Tampa. He's earned Tom Brady's trust. But he's injured, often injured, often bad attitude. A lot of times, he's been in trouble wherever he's gone. He's been kind of a locker room cancer, and some would say. It's not like a walk in the park. You're going to get your value back. Amazing ROI type of move in 2022. I think Fournette's got to be, I don't know, probably like a third or fourth round guy for me to want to invest. But I fear his ADP could be in the second round. And I think he's going to be a great player to talk about in the coming weeks and months. Where would you guys take Leonard Fournette in a draft if you're drafting right now? I'm very, very curious to know what you guys think of Fournette, where you would draft Fournette. Is anybody willing to spend second round value on him? I wouldn't. What's up, Warren? What's up, Niners? Hit the thumbs up if you're just jumping in. Is Javonte for T. Higgins and a 2024 first rounder enough? Give me Javonte Williams. It's not horrible, but give me Javonte. I'd rather take. I'm not worried about 2024 first rounders. Who knows where that pick is going to be? If you could guarantee me it's the 1.1, I'd probably take T. Higgins in the 1.1. But you can't guarantee me anything about that 2024 pick at all. Niners going to smack the Chiefs heads around next Saturday night. I don't know about smacking anybody around, bro. If the Niners can bring their A game, and if Jimmy G can be controlled, and stop giving me this Jimmy G is great, looked amazing, stop clowning on Jimmy G. Stop. Jimmy G's not perfect. Jimmy G's not an elite quarterback. You know, Jimmy G's decent when he's on point, and he's never on point for very long anymore. And stop talking about 2019 and talking about years past. Like, Jimmy G is a shaky roller coaster ride right now. And the Niners have to be 100% on point. The play calling, the entire team, so that Jimmy G doesn't have to win the game. Look what happened. Exactly what I said would happen happened, except for the final end result, which I said that the Cowboys would win the game, and they almost did. But exactly what I said would happen is if it's late in the game and Jimmy G is throwing the football, that Cowboys defense is going to pick it off. They're going to either take it house, or it's going to create, you know, a score and a comeback opportunity. Or if Jimmy G's down, the Dallas D's going to eat him up. And it took him a while. Because the play calling was such that Jimmy G wasn't put in a position to lose the game. But man, it was like the Niners wanted to lose. It was crazy. And I talked to my boys, my Niner boys, and they're saying that same thing. They're like, it felt like the Niners were doing everything they could to unravel that game. And it was a win. And a win is a win. On to next week. Congratulations to all my Niner faithful. I mean, absolutely great. You know, great job. I commend the Niners as a whole. I anoint Deebo Samuel the MVP of the NFL. In my opinion, Deebo is the MVP. There is no player that is more important and vital to their team than Deebo Samuel that is a non-quarterback. You could take Jimmy G over Rodgers. No, Matt. I appreciate your loyalty, but no. Jimmy G, Rodgers, like you could say quarterbacks are important to their teams. You could take Jimmy G off the roster and you would play better. That's what I've been saying all year, and I firmly believe that. Firmly. You put Trey Lance even in right now, you play better. Do I think you'll win? You could have. The Niners could have won multiple playoff games, could have been a surprise Super Bowl appearer. Yeah, even with the rookie, had you given the rookie enough prep time? This is not enough prep time. Could he come in and play better than Jimmy G? 1,000%. You have a better shot at winning this game, even throwing the rookie in, as long as you prepare him all week. You don't, throw him in last second. This guy's got a cannon. He's elusive. He runs the football. Green Bay's got very little film on him, if any, and they'd have to pull up YouTube video to even watch film on this kid. He would be 100% harder to contain and prepare for this Packer matchup than Jimmy G. Jimmy G it's like, how do we win this game due to Jimmy G? What can Jimmy G do to help us win this game is what Green Bay's thinking. And everybody wanted to keep defending this guy. Like, look, the Niners are carrying him. Deebo Samuel is single-handedly winning these games. Deebo Samuel, there's a quote out there, or a statement where Deebo went to Shanahan on that carry where he cut back and took it to the end zone. Just took it house, bro. Just took it house. All by himself. They had nowhere to run. Cut back, weaved through defenders, created his own gap and rushing lane, and took it to the house, bobbing and weaving to the end zone. He went to Shanahan before that and he said, "Give me the ball. I'll take care of this." Or paraphrasing, something to that effect. Just give me the ball and I'll do the rest, I think is what he said to Shanahan. And he did. Deebo Samuel can't be stopped. This is his season. It's Deebo's season. But Trey Lance going in right now will give the Niners a better chance to win. I don't care if he's a rookie. Everybody needs to stop saying he's a rookie. He's not ready. He's a rookie. Give me a break. This offense is geared to handhold somebody into top 5 quarterback numbers. You could handhold this man into top 5 to 6 quarterback numbers. He would go out there and drop a 60-yard rushing effort with a touchdown. Throw for 2 TDs. Dude would have 3 TDs and over, I don't know, let's say you only had 200 rushing or 200 passing yards, 2 TDs. 65 rushing and a touchdown. That is elite fantasy football production. That is elite numbers right there. Yeah, Lance just opens up everything. And for anybody that thinks that Jimmy G gives the Niners the best chance to win, I get where you're coming from, and it's a place of like fandom. And I understand it, and I'm not mad at it. No laps need to be taken. I'm not going to sit here and ridicule you. I'm not going to even tell you you're wrong. I'm just not going to argue with you because you're set in your ways about Jimmy G, and I get it. And I'm not mad at him. I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at anybody. But what I do know is that Trey Lance is magical. In this offense, he is. If you took him out of there, plucked him from San Francisco and put him in a Jets uniform, he too, like Wilson, would struggle. You can't separate situation from player. You just can't. You could take Trey Lance and put him somewhere else and watch him struggle. I get it, but that's not what we're looking at. We're looking at the San Francisco 49ers, Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, Sherfield, all these weapons, and Kittle and Mitchell in a top 6 running game. A really good defense that has holes, yes, but they have a good front 7. They have got playmakers. They have a great offensive line. There is no place like San Francisco. There's a reason San Francisco doesn't feel like one of the most potent offenses in the NFL, and it's confusing. If in the chat, tell me you disagree. Does it feel a little confusing that San Francisco does not feel like one of the most potent offenses in the league, even though they have some of the most potent performers? It's weird. It's a Jimmy G effect. He's holding back the offense. If Trey Lance was put in there, it would open up. And everybody that says he's not ready, give me a break. Every time the guy's number is called, he delivers or comes very close to winning, like going toe-to-toe with the Cardinals, I believe without a kicker. I believe that was the game the Niners, correct me if I'm wrong, didn't have a kicker. He went toe-to-toe with the Cardinals. I think Kittle was out that game as well. He's looked good. Won his last start, and people just act like this man hasn't done whatever he's been asked to do and do it at an elite level as a rookie without any training or preparation whatsoever. With a cannon, he can deliver a football on the run twice the length that Jimmy G can throw it. Enough about Trey Lance. I get tired of repeating myself on that, but people do say something that triggers me to then go into that rant. But I'm just not going to argue with people anymore. If someone believes Jimmy G's better than Trey Lance, leave it for next year. And then that receipt's taken, and then we'll look at it. But I know people will then say, well, that was last year. He's a sophomore. He learned a lot in the summer, and there'll be excuses. But anybody that thinks Trey Lance is not as good as Jimmy G right now, just keep your receipt, come back, and we'll talk about it. Because Trey Lance, in this offense, you can't separate situation from player. In this offense, Trey Lance is going to ball. He's going to ball. If he's starting, which I don't even know if he's starting. I don't even know if Trey Lance will start week 1 of next season. Because I don't know Shanahan anymore. I never did. You know, I admit Shanahan. I'll see your super chat, Rock. I'm sorry. Rock, DM me on Instagram right now. You won in the 96 team league. Let me know when you sent me the DM, the Fantasy Football Show. Send me a DM on IG right now and I'll go check it. Appreciate the super chat. Rock wants in the 96 team league. All right. Behave in here, Gary and Matt. Behave. How much Cooper Kupp gonna score? I don't know. Cooper Kupp is phenomenal. Johnny wants to know how. Johnny, you want to know what the 96 team league is? Watch this, pal.
I give you Fantasy Cup 2022.
15 rounds. 96 owners. That's 1,440 picks. 8 copies of every player in the player pool.
That means Jonathan Taylor will likely consume all of picks 1 through 8. And Henry and Cup could make up most of picks 9 through 24.
60-minute timer.
This draft could take 80 days to complete.
96 owners, 15 rounds, 8 copies of every player in the player pool.
1 division of 96. 1 winner.
I give you Fantasy Cup 2022.
First of all, I got to say welcome to Johnny, because Johnny's saying that that 96 team league sounds sketchy. Johnny, welcome to the show. Pitch your tent. You found your new home. Okay, don't worry about that. Johnny's thinking there's something sketchy about a 96 team league, 8 copies of every player in the player pool. Johnny, what is sketchy about that, bro? Timer, it explained it, Johnny. It explained it. Timer's 1 hour. You can pre-draft, so make sure you do that, ladies and gentlemen. If you think you're going to be going to bed and waking up, at noon, the timer will be off from midnight to 6 in the morning Eastern. So there will be a 6-hour period where the timer doesn't, count. But if you get up at 9 Eastern and you're almost on the clock at 6 a.m. and you go on the clock at 7 a.m., make sure you pre-draft. 8 copies of every player in the player pool. You cannot own yourself 2 copies of any one player, but there will be 8 copies out there to be consumed until they're off the board. That means the 96 pick is the last pick in the first round, and 97 is the first pick in the second round. So the bookend turn picks for round 1 and 2 is 96 and 97. 8 copies of every player makes that so that it feels like a 12-team league. So pick 96, you'll have the same names available that you would at number 12 in a regular draft. Everybody battling for one spot. No, the super chats aren't entry fees. It's not a money league. It is a prize league. The super chats are just your way of saying thanks for the show and trying to keep this sucker moving at a high level and having us grow. And in my way of saying thank you is to create all these awesome prizes for the winners. So this will be one of them. This $150 to $300 ring being given to us by the guys over at Custom Fantasy Rings. This thing's like a Super Bowl ring. It's meant to feel, look, and weigh like a Super Bowl ring. It's I would say this one's like the $200 and something one. Amazing ring. Autographed Jerry Rice and Joe Montana Hall of Fame Niner helmet going to first place. 96 teams, no matchups whatsoever. It's one division. Total point winner at week 17's end wins it all. Okay, let's see here. Calling Henry a scrub is not real. Calling Henry a scrub. Who's calling Henry a scrub? Stop arguing in the chat, Matt and Gary. Okay, you guys are throwing you're crowding up the chat with your battle. Rock Lee. So Johnny, you still think it looks shady? I'm not even sure what that means. Smitty, I'm winning your league. Whether I go robust, RB, or best player available, I'm a jack of all trades, says Rock. Rock, did you DM me on Instagram yet? Okay. I'm going to send you a message right now. Would you rank Chris Godwin higher if he went to the Patriots next year? Would I rank Chris Godwin higher? Dude, I don't know if Chris Godwin's going to be drafted by me at all. I mean, he tore his ACL very late, bro. I would say Chris Godwin has a strong possibility of never being even close to remotely right in 2022. I'm not going near Godwin at all in 2022, I don't think. So I'm not... Okafor, are you watching right now? You just sent me a DM. Let me send Okafor a message. Live now on YouTube. Valez, if you want to join the league, you gotta drop the super chat. So basically what it is it's not $20 entry fee, but anybody dropping $20 super chats or higher, they get a spot in this league, is my way of saying thank you. So if you're watching Velez or Okafor, that's how you get in. Okay, Smitty, can I join? Says Neil. I just explained it. $20 super chats are people that get spots in this until we run out. So Okafor, if you want in, you just drop that. Same thing for Neil. Same thing for Velez or Vowels or whatever. Somebody DM me with, I think, that name. Again, not entry fees by any means. It's not a money league in any sort. It's a whole bunch of. I just hit up Instagram. Did you drop the super? I don't see the super chat. Okay. I think Matt blocked me. Who's AFIX 2020 or 22? Who's Matt? Matt, who blocked you? All right. So, anybody have any more concerns, questions about these players that played here in this wild card weekend? I don't really know what else to say tonight. I just wanted to get on and talk with you, talk about Mahomes, talk about... I've already done enough of this, but Burrow, Josh Allen, Mahomes, Herbert, they're all so worth middle quarterback drafting strategies. I'm so tired of the no... You're gonna kind of hear a lot of it from me this year. Every year, people come out of the woodwork and say, you can't draft quarterbacks early... Don't you know, blah, blah, blah. And I get coined as the early quarterback drafter. It's not early quarterback drafting. No one early quarterback drafts anymore. Early quarterback is a first-round quarterback. Middle-round quarterback drafting is drafting guys like Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Herbert in rounds like late third or probably fourth round and fifth round. I imagine one quarterback's going to at least go in the third or fourth round. At least probably two in most people's leagues. Now, some of you play in leagues where quarterbacks go in round 2, quarterbacks go in round 1, and they're 1 QB leagues. Everybody's league is different. Everybody's pool of owners is different. And so it really just depends on that too. Like I play in leagues where people are old school and they used to take quarterbacks early. They're a bunch of older people. Usually older people draft quarterbacks higher because they're used to it from their old fantasy football playing days. Whereas younger generations are like, I'm not going near a quarterback. I'd rather get a quarterback in round 8. And there's nothing wrong with that strategy, but it doesn't mean that it's bad. Okay, I played Superflex, so QBs get drafted early. Yep. McKissick must play next week on the cheap. What? Okafor. I'm sending you a message on IG or on Twitter. All right, Okafor. Okafor is in the league. You also go up on the blackboard behind me for this season. So Rock Lee and Okafor, I got to write your names up on the board. Where's my marker? You guys go on the board. Rock Lee and Okafor. Rock Lee and Okafor. Rock Lee. Okay, Rock Lee, you're up there. This pen's running out. Rock Lee, Okafor, you guys are up. I'll start showing the picture. I'll also start doing... I'm going to start doing this too. I need to start thanking you guys that dropped these big super chats. I'm going to start putting the leading super chatter on the screen. The current high super chatter of the year on the screen. And leave you there until somebody knocks you off. And pretty much every show, every live stream, you'll be in the corner until somebody bumps you out. Since Rock Lee was the first to drop a super chat tonight, I'm going to start off with his name, but I know we have somebody higher than $20, but until I find that person, we're going to put Rock Lee up here. So Rock Lee, $20. High super chat. Rock Lee, $20. Background color. Goodness gracious, man. Okay, Rock Lee. There you go, pal. Until I find out who the high super chatter is, and I know there's somebody higher than 20. But I'm going to put you there until we do that, just so you get a little respect. You were the first one to come in here and drop that, so appreciate you. Lamb redraft value, 5th, 6th round maybe, Gary says. It seems a little low. If that's where Lamb's going, I'm excited. I do admit Lamb has disappointed, but I don't think it's Lamb. I think it's on Dak, but as I mentioned with Lance, you can't separate situation from player. And right now, I mean, you can't rely on Dak right now, so it sucks. But Lamb is going to be undervalued for good reason. But I most certainly am going to buy. I absolutely love Lamb. He's still going to get better, and I think he has a monster year. But we don't have to pay a high price tag, so it's okay if we feel we want to give Lamb a big shot next year to be our number 2 wide receiver when he's going in later rounds. I don't think he falls as late as you believe he could fall, Gary, but I think he does fall quite a bit. Gary he's not getting past the 3rd. That's how I feel, Kenny. I would love if he fell. I'd be ecstatic if he fell. Okafor, I got your message. You'll be getting an email from the league management site here. Same thing for you, Rock Lee. You'll be getting an email later once the show ends. Appreciate you guys. What a wild card weekend. We had some good games, some hard fought battles. I mean, man, from that Joe Burrow performance, the Josh Allen lambasting, the Tom Brady and Tampa Bay Buck lambasting, that amazingly close, anybody could have won it Niner Dallas game where my heart was racing. We were all at the edges of our seat. If you were a Dallas Cowboy fan, you thought the Cowboys were going to blow it. If you were a Niner fan, you thought the Niners were going to blow it. It was like such a crazy, chaotic finish, and it was phenomenal football, though. It was so fun to watch. Pittsburgh Steelers got blasted by the KC Chiefs. So the Raiders and the Eagles and the Steelers, those guys had no. I mean, the Raiders maybe had business being in the playoffs, but the Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys had no business being in the playoffs, like none. This is about money, and they got completely blasted. It was like a preseason game. It was like playing Pop Warner teams for these two offenses. It was nothing. But I think this next round is going to be phenomenal to watch. And we can break down. Let's go ahead and break down the bracket while we're here and kind of reassess our predictions. We have one game left, the Cardinal game. So, of course, we'll have to make some assumptions there. But let's go ahead and break down this bracket and talk about, let's go to the marker board. Let me see if I can pull up my bracket. Okay. Here we go. So, we've got the Titans, seed 1, facing off against the Bengals. Let me go Tennessee. So Tennessee, Cincy. Cincy is the 4 seed. We have the KC Chiefs number 2 facing off against the Buffalo Bills number 3. We have the Packers as the 1 seed now playing the San Francisco 49ers, who are the 6 seed. We have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the 2 seed playing the winner of the AZ. I must put St. Louis. The LA Rams. Okay. So, let's break it down. Yeah, the Eagles did not play well, Baytown, whatsoever. What's up, media? Okay. So, for me, this is the toughest game right here. This game is absolutely brutal for me. I don't know what to do here. I mean, Mahomes looks so good. This Chief team looks so good. But guess who they played? The Pittsburgh Steelers. So, ultimately, I think the Bills are on a mission, and they win this game. I think the Titans, depending on Derrick Henry, could put up a fight. We'll find out more about Henry this week. But for me, I still think the Cincinnati Bengals are going to show up big. This game right here is going to be a dilemma for me because my heart wants to say the Bengals. I still may pick them. We'll see in a second. But this feels like if my life was on the line, what would I really do? It might end up being them. I might change. I might make a change. I'm not sure. I might stick with my Bengals. Just stay consistent. But we'll see. I'm sorry, media, if you're still in the building. Green Bay, I know I was wrong. I know I said Dallas, but you almost lost that game, bro. I don't think you could have pulled that off against the Green Bay Packer team. They're arguably the best team of football to a lot of standards, so I'm not absolutely crazy to suggest that the Packers are going to win this game. So we're going to circle Green Bay. I think the Rams beat my Cardinals, unfortunately, but I'm hopeful. I'm going to be rooting and cheering for the Cardinals, but I'm in Arizona, so obviously I'm cheering for them. But I think the Rams are going to win the game. Tampa Bay Bucks. I shouldn't circle that. That's going to be confusing. The Tampa Bay Bucks are going to beat whoever it is anyway. I mean, the Rams could put up a fight. I think people are underestimating how that Niner-Rams game is just different. The Niners just have their number. Doesn't mean they're a bad team. Doesn't mean they can't hang with anybody. They can. They're a really good football team. But I do believe Tom Brady and the Bucs probably pull this one off. Brady, A-Rod. Give me A-Rod. I really want to say Bengals. In this particular bracket, I'm going to go with the Buffalo Bills. They just feel like they're on a tear. And then your champion, I'm still sticking with the Green Bay Packers. The 1 seed, Aaron Rodgers. That's how I have it. Pretty close. I want it to be Bengals. But if my life was on the line, this is probably how I would do it. If I want to get a little bold and crazy, then I'm okay with this, and I want to do that. If it was like a what do you call it, a underdog or upset bracket, like if you get seed times the round, so that's a big difference. That's a very, very, very big difference. Keep forgetting about Lamar being top 10 easy next season. Lamar Jackson, we don't know what Lamar is going to be next season. I'm not buying into Lamar, but I don't blame you for liking him, but I'm not going near him. If this was an upset bracket, like 4 So if it's round times the seed, I don't know if you guys play in those. Those are so fun to play in. But you get, so this is round 1. The Bengals won, you would get a 4. If the Bengals win this game, you get 2 times the seed, so you get 8. You get 3 times 4, 12 if they win this game. And you get 4 times 4, 16 points if they win this game. And you get 20 points if they win the Super Bowl. Just to clarify, this is how I would pick it if we were doing an upset bracket, because I think the Bengals have much more upside to win that bracket just altogether if you go with the Bengals. If it's just 1 point per round, then Buffalo is probably a tad safer. But those are my 2 variations in my bracket. Not much changes. The only variation I have is whether the Bills win this game or the Bengals win this game. Every bracket you probably see me do going forward will most likely have just this swap, and that's it. So those are my 2 variations of my bracket. I don't see how the Bengals beat the Titans, EDP said. Well, it's a little man called Joe Burrow. A little man called Joe Burrow, and what he does, bro. Let me show you. Let me explain it to you how the Bengals could beat. Here's how. Let me explain it to you. This is how the Bengals could beat. Where is it?
Get lammed.
That's not it. Where is it? Where's my get burrowed? Where's my get burrowed? Did it vanish? Get burrow. Where's Burrow? Where's my get burrowed? I'm not saying you're wrong on this, Engage, but I'm not with you. I understand and appreciate it, pal, but I'm not going near Lamar. 2 years in a row, he's crapped the bed for a significant amount of time. Not one game, literally for the entire 2020 season. Didn't show up for half of a year, and he crapped the bed on the way out. Got hurt. No one knows what to expect when he returns. Everyone was kind of wondering, is Huntley better? And Huntley didn't have a great final outing, so I think that people might not feel that way anymore necessarily, but it doesn't mean that people aren't still wondering or thinking it. Is this it? People are getting burrowed left and right, and people are going to remember it.
Get burrowed.
There. That's why the Bengals will be winning. You want to see that again? This is why, buddy. Why the Bengals going to win? Why are the Bengals going to win? I'll tell you why. People are getting burrowed left and right, and people are going to remember it.
Get burrowed.
Get burrowed, pal. Have you seen Burrow's glasses today? Can't doubt that man. You can't. Where are my Burrow glasses? Where are my Burrow glasses? Where are my Burrow glasses? Hold on. I gotta go under the desk. Where are the Burrow glasses when you need them? Maybe they're up here. Burrow glasses, where are you? They gotta be around here somewhere. Where did I put them? Where are your pair of Joe Burrow glasses when you need them most? You gotta be kidding me, man. I just had them yesterday. They were all prepared for the show. Gosh dang it. Down my head? They over here? No. I don't know. I'll find them for the next show. I need to wear them though. Oh, I know where. I think they're up here. My glasses got burrowed. I remember them being cracked. Please hold on a second while I repair the Joe Burrow glasses. What's up, Mike? I'm repairing my Joe Burrow glasses. Titans' main weakness is against... Yeah, the Titans have weakness. Everybody's got weaknesses. The question will be, is Henry healthy? That's the only question I have. If Henry's healthy, then they're going to put up a good fight. If he's not, I don't think they're going to. Joe Burrow... Joe Burrow glasses, baby. A little broken, but that's all right. All right, guys. This wasn't supposed to be a long show. I appreciate everybody being here. Go get it. Go tear it up in 2022 early dynasty drafting while you can. Continue to have much success in your playoff fantasy leagues. I will be helping you with whatever I can along the way. Tomorrow, join me for the Monday through Friday show. We kick off at 7 p.m. Eastern every Monday through Friday. I will see you there. Same bat time now, same bat channel, same bat show. If Henry is even 80%, he's going to trample the Bengals. I don't know if he'll be 80%, but maybe. We'll see. Bengals have a pretty decent front seven, though, bro. Keeping Burrow in round 11, which is fire, Jay. Complete fire. This season was decent for running backs off waivers and late in draft. I agree. Engage. All right, guys. Appreciate you. Hit subscribe on the way out the door. Rockley and Okafor, you'll be getting an email from me. Anybody else that wants to get in the league, let me know. Appreciate everybody. Later, Engage. Later, Gary. Gary and Matt, make up. Stop fighting in my chat. Baytown, appreciate you. Max Melching, appreciate you. JD, appreciate you. Champs, appreciate you. Today's show is kind of just talking about what's been going on. See y'all tomorrow. Later.